Hey, I'm Matt, and today we're going to build a door handle from a hatchet. But wait, I've already done that. My last video was about building a door handle from a hatchet. So you must be asking yourself, is this a technical glitch where YouTube is repeating videos, or has Matt lost his mind? I'm sort of repeating my previous video, but only in the sense that I'm going to bring you yet another hatchet handle build today. But let me start by telling you what I'm doing with a story. I was talking to a friend of mine, Jan, and she loves my previous hatchet door handle video. And by the way, if you have not seen that video, I have it linked right here. And Jan said she has no desire to weld, period. And my previous video required some welding. Jan is, however, comfortable using power tools, and Jan wants to put an interesting tool-themed door handle on her she shed. So this conversation with Jan really hit me hard because the purpose of my channel is to make builds accessible and thoroughly cover all the details of the build so you all can follow along, or better yet, get inspired and do something similar and better. So I really wanted today's build video to be accessible to literally any adult. So we're going to keep the tools to a minimum, and we're going to create an amazing freaking door handle from a hatchet. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the build preview in 60 seconds or less. Let's talk about the design. Our last hatchet had a design like it was stuck into the door. Today we're doing something different, less aggressive. We're going to attach the door handle so the head of the hatchet sits parallel to the door surface on which it's being mounted. With our last build, it was mounted perpendicular, and today we're mounting it 90 degrees different so it's parallel to the door surface. I'm going to start by drawing out our design, and I'll start with the surface of the door on which the hatchet is being installed. And then next, I'm going to draw the handle for the hatchet, which is floating out there parallel. And then the head of the hatchet, which is, of course, this metal part, I'll draw sitting on top of the handle. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to include some spacers so that we can hold the handle out. And we'll want probably 2 spacers so we can hold the handle out from the door surface so we can come up and grab it easily and get our fingers behind the handle. I did some research by measuring some random exterior doors around my house, and I found that somewhere between 1.25 and 1 5/8 was roughly the distance from the back of the door handle to the door surface. That was about the amount of space that a typical door handle allowed. For this build, I think we're going to allow 1.75 inches. And the reason is that this is an exterior shed on which I'm putting my handle, and I want to have a little bit of extra room there in case I'm wearing gloves. Just like before, we're going to be mounting using some double hanger bolts. The double hanger bolt, if you recall, has wood threads on one half of the bolt and machine threading on the other half of the bolt. In our case, it's 1/4-20 machine threading. And what we're going to do is use 2 of those bolts, and we're going to run those bolts inside the spacer. And what we're going to end up doing is driving the wood screw 1/2 inch into the handle itself, and then through the spacer and through the door surface. And then we know that on the other side of this bolt is 1/4 20 machine threading, and that will stick out through the door. We'll, of course, drill a hole in the door for this. And then we'll throw a 1/4 inch washer and a 1/4 20 nut on each of these bolts, and that will allow us to securely cinch down and hold that door handle securely on the surface of the door. So let's do a little bit of math and make sure we know how long of a double hanger bolt that we'll need in order to accomplish our design. So I talked about we want to sink the wood screw portion of the double hanger bolt 0.5 inches into the handle of the hatchet. We talked about 1.75 inches is the length or depth of our spacer. In my case, my door is 1.25 inches thick. And then I probably want to have about another 1/2 inch. So I'll put 0.5 inches for the amount of space that I want to have left on my double hanger bolt on the machine screw threading side of things in order to put a washer and a nut on there to hold everything tight. And if I do all this math and add this up, this comes out to 4 inches. So what this tells me is that in order to accomplish my design, I need a 4-inch double hanger bolt that, in my case, I want to have 1/4 20 threading. We know we want the spacers to be 1.75 inches tall, and I think the diameter of about an inch would be perfect. And we know we'll be putting a 1/4 20 bolt through the inside, so it needs to have a hole going through the center that'll allow a 1/4 inch bolt to pass through. In a case like this, I want the hole to be a bit oversized so we're not fighting the bolt through the hole. So I'm planning to have the inside hole about 0.3 inches, which is a little bit oversized for a 0.25 or 1/4 inch bolt. People, do not overthink this spacer. It could be anything. The most critical measurement is that it needs to be 1.75 inches tall, and you need a hole through the middle. That's really all you need. So you could go to the hardware store and buy some 3/4 inch PVC pipe. Keep in mind that PVC pipe, its dimension is based on its inside diameter. So when we talk about a spacer being 1 inch diameter, I'm actually talking about the exterior diameter. So this can get a little bit confusing, but it turns out this is really convenient because if you Google it, you'll find that 3/4 inch PVC pipe actually has an interior dimension of 3/4 of an inch, but it has an exterior dimension of 1 inch. So 3/4 inch PVC is actually perfect spacer material because it has the perfect exterior diameter of approximately 1 inch. But you could also just use a 1 inch diameter wooden dowel that you could get at the hardware store, and you could just drill a hole through the middle of it. That's about 0.3 inches in diameter, and you'd be all set. For me, because it's easiest, I'm going to 3D print my spacers. It was easy for me to design the spacers, and I shared my 3D models and my recommended print settings in the description below. I'm intentionally skipping over all the details of the 3D design of this incredibly simple spacer. But if you have any questions, I will talk to you all day long about 3D design and 3D printing. So let me know if you have any questions or comments about the 3D portion of this project in the comments below. Let's talk about the materials and the tools for this build. From a materials perspective, you're going to need a hatchet or some other tool that you want to use as your door handle. And then you're going to need 2 double hanger bolts. And we talked in our case that they're going to be 1/4 20 threading, and they're going to be 4 inches long. And then you'll need 2 1.75 inch tall spacers. You'll need 2 1/4 inch washers, and you'll need 2 1/4 20 lock nuts. The links for all the materials are in the description below. For the tools, you won't need much, and that's what's so special about this build here today. You'll need a drill, and then you'll need a 7 32nd-inch drill bit to drill the pilot hole for the wood handle. And then, I don't know, probably a pair of pliers. All the links for the tools are in the description below. Okay, enough talking. Let's build this simplified hatchet door handle. In this step, we're going to drill the pilot holes. As you can see, I've marked an X 2 inches in from each end of the hatchet handle. I've also propped up the hatchet on this piece of wood because I want to make sure it's elevated so that these bolts go in and so that they're perpendicular and the head of the axe is exactly how I'd like it to be mounted as a pull. I'm going to be using a 7/32 drill bit. And as you can see, I've marked with a piece of tape 1/2 inch down from the tip. So I have a handy way to know when I've gone deep enough. What we want to do is get the drill started and make sure that we're perpendicular . In this step, we're going to install the double hanger bolts. We're of course going to install the wood screw side, not the machine screw side, into each of the pre-drilled holes. So I'll get it started with my hand. And there's a bunch of ways you can install a hanger bolt. We're going to do it the easy way. We're going to use a pair of conventional pliers and just simply tighten it, holding onto the wood screw threads. Don't hold on to the machine screw threads. And we will, of course, disrupt the threading a little bit, but it won't matter. And then we'll repeat for the other side. The final step is to install our spacers. And as you can see, the spacers fit pretty well against the contour of the X handle. And this will be the spacer that will allow us to grab this to open the door. The next step is to pick the location where we want the door handle to go. And in my case, I want to make sure I stay clear of the padlock, so I'm going to go up a little higher. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark the location of the bolts. And then we'll drill out that hole. The final step is to install the door pull by putting the bolts through and then securing them with a washer and a nut. You want it nice and snug, but you don't need to tighten it so much that you strip the wood screw out of the handle. Well, folks, that's a wrap. We designed and built yet another pretty darn cool door handle, and unlike our previous build, this handle did not require any welding. This build is literally something that any adult can build, and I hope you do it. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, or if this inspires you to build some sort of door handle using this approach. And please click like if you like this video. And why not click subscribe if you thought this was interesting and you'd like to see more videos featuring interesting builds in the future. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you soon.